You got to get some already dressed though.
We go through this. We go through this, you know.
What? Yeah.
Aimable cashmere, you know, with cappuccino. You know, this just what we do. You know, it's Black History Month, and we packing up going to San Diego. We going down there with a whole different flavor.
She doing good. She in San Diego now.
Amiable cashmere. 1804 cappuccino. 1804 cappuccino. Amiable cashmere.
Big thing he gave me $40 good money. No, he gave me I gave it back to him. He's a nut. He gave me shit.
Amiable cashmere.
That's Bubba Loc. What's up, man? How you doing?
Cappuccino in New York. We have another guest for you today. He has a lot of history for us, so let's get to know him. All right, tell the world who you are and where were you born and raised?
My name is Maurice Bubba Loc Hill. I'm a professional comedian, former active gang member of those.
All right, where were you born and raised, bud?
Born 6027 6th Avenue. Morningside Hospital, I was born. You know, I came home. I came to the house that my mother bought. 627 6th Avenue, in between 60th and 62nd.
All right. What schools did you go to?
First preschool I went to was Tomorrowland, which is on the corner of 67th and Van Ness.
Okay.
Battlecat. That's where I first met Battlecat at. I was 5 years old.
In preschool?
Preschool.
Can you say the name of that preschool again?
Tomorrowland.
All right, Tomorrowland.
Yeah, it ain't there no more, but, and I went to Golden Day 2. I went to Golden Day 2 preschool. And then my schooling began at 59th Street School. Mama wouldn't let me go to Horseman because at that time Horseman was the war between 60s and 8 trains had already started, and you know, my mother didn't want me caught up in the gang stuff, so she bused me. So I went to Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon?
Yeah, my 7th grade year.
Now what years was that when your mother wouldn't let you go to Horseman? On the 8 trains in the city?
Like 81, 81.
Okay.
82, because I was in 7th grade in 82. Still playing Pop Warner football. And then I got bused. What happened was I had my PE teacher snatched the ball from me, and I held on to the ball and I bust my head. And my mama came up to the school to see who the hell baby head. And in the midst of us having the conflict with the principal, the Harpies in the 18th Streets was having a gang fight on the front lawn of Mount Vernon. My mom said, check my son out of here right now, get him out of here. She checked me out and I went to Southern Junior High in Canova Park, got busted. Yeah. Then I went to Crenshaw. And I went to TAP one day.
TAP?
Went to TAP one day.
Can you tell us that one day TAP story?
Yeah, TAP. Well, see, 9th grade, you know, it was all Crips.
So you were already cripping.
No, I just knew I was totally knew what was going on, what was happening, and da. And that was the first time I met 9-0. There was a couple of A-trades that rode I bust that we found out later on. One was my partner, Antonio. He turned out to be Baby Gangsta Brown. I bumped into him in juvenile hall. He said, "You're not from A-trade now." I said, "So?" But, you know, at that time, that's how intense the rivalry was. And that's when I first met some 9-0s, Lil 9 Ball and Dick and Jelly Roll, Hazel Eyes, Nut, Underdog, yeah, Papa,
Okay.
Dickie Wayne. Nah, I was all 9-0. Them, they was full fledged.
Already
Was full fledged.
Alright.
And
okay, you said you I want to go back to your 59th Street days. You out there just, playing basketball, kickball, or whatever you were doing. Did you see any of the older G's, 60s or West Side Christian?
Yeah. Well, back then, who was gangbanging at 59th was Poochie. Already.
That's Lil Monk, right?
Lil Monk.
At 59th?
At 59th Street School, sixth grade, he turned up.
Already.
He couldn't tell him nothing. He benched it. So what I would do, I would go on the big, see, they lit the lower grades from third grade on down. They had to stay on a certain yard, and then 4th, 5th, and 6th, they was on a bigger yard.
Right.
So I would go on the bigger yard, me and Poochie little brother Anthony and Darryl Tate, still my dogs right now today. We would go and tease Poochie and them, and Poochie and Big D and Al Dog. We would go tease them, hit them and run. So they chase us back to the little yard.
Right.
We wasn't even supposed to be on the big yard. And I built up a reputation because they couldn't catch me. They always caught Anthony and Darryl. They never would catch me.
So
I could run.
This Big D, you went to 59th Street with him?
Yeah.
And is that the same Big D that we can see on different videos with Snoop Dogg?
Yeah. Bodyguard, Mike, Big D, Off the Hook, Fish.
I have a side.
And we went to Mount Vernon too when I was in the 9th grade. When I was in the 7th grade, Big D was in the 9th grade. Already banked.
Already.
All
right, now, just one little side question about Big D. I have people tell me that Big D will come through the rolling 60s with a car full of like Snoop Dogg clothes and dog pound and doghouse gear, just passing it out to the children. Is that true?
Yeah, he did. Once they got their foot in the door in the industry, and got to know Snoop, Snoop embraced them, you know. Henry Butler, he was already, he was working at Loud Records. And they had a concert with Mary J. Blige came out. It was Death Row, Snoop and Dr. Dre, Mary J. Blige at the Forum. We had backstage passes. And my brother Snoop, he was adamant, he was serious about meeting this other Snoop.
Your
he was
brother
serious
Snoop,
about
you
that.
talk about
Yeah, Big Snoop.
You talk about Big Snoop Dogg from the Rolling 60s.
Yeah.
You want to meet Snoop Dogg,
the rapper.
Snoop Doggy Dogg, the rapper.
Yeah.
All right, keep telling us this story.
So Snoop, we get there, we backstage. I had never been backstage before. Snoop ain't known. I think Snoop ain't never been backstage. As soon as we see Snoop Dogg, you know I'm the original Snoop, nigga. Well, thank you for pushing our name, but I'm the, don't get it twisted, coward.
That's what he said to the rapper Snoop.
And Snoop Doggy Dogg said, man, I heard about you, man. I know all about you. I know you infamous. He said, so I'm gonna be Big Snoop and you gonna be OG Snoop. Is that cool? He said, that's cool.
All right.
And he left it at that.
Shout out to the rapper Snoop Dogg and
he said, I'm representing for you, you know. They're just like any other rapper, like Rick Ross, you know, Frank Nitty. They want to be named after somebody, you know,
right.
Daz Dillinger, you know.
Right.
Want to be named after somebody, a famous gangster, you know what I mean? So to Snoop, Doggy Dogg, my brother Snoop was a famous dude to him. Because for one, he's a Crip out in LA, you know what I'm saying? And his name was ringing, you know what I mean? Then Mouse Cody had put the book out already, The Monster, and most people had read that book.
So now I want to go to your Crenshaw High days. What games and sets were at Crenshaw High during your time?
30s. 30s, 40s wasn't even there. 40s wasn't even there. 40s was Burning Avenue Hustlers.
They were still hustlers then.
Yeah.
But the 30s were already up and running.
Oh yeah, 30s one of the original established Harlem Godfathers. Really one of the only really big established Crip gangs from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? On the West Side.
Right.
Yeah, but one of the 30s, 60s, Crenshaw. We had a few East Siders came through, you know, from PJ Watts to Grape Street.
Right.
You know, Pupper and Darcel had moved from Grape. They lived on 8th Avenue, they lived in the hood. And they was already turned up. In high school, I'm talking about turned. So, you know, we got a taste of, didn't nobody bother them, you know what I mean?
Right. So it was pretty much still all Crip love, and you were a Crip.
Yeah.
Pretty much still got
Oh, yeah, catwalks.
No, what's the catwalks?
Catwalk Crips.
Catwalk Crips.
Yeah.
They were at Crenshaw?
Yeah, them Vern Ave, 60s, 30s. And at that time, 30s was down with all Crips until Mousy got killed.
Okay.
Mousy from Harlem, in 10th grade. And that's, you know, that wasn't could no bloods go there then.
But was that, in your
Because
opinion?
you had older dudes that wasn't even going to Crenshaw. That was their hangout.
They just come up there.
There's a crap game going on.
Some of these older dudes, your big homies?
Yeah. You know, the big homie, they get on the campus and kicking it.
Now, I want to ask you about your big homies. I want to know, who does Big Bubba Loc look up to?
Who do I look up to?
Right.
I looked up to G's, you know, like Odie Shaw, Cappuccino, my two brothers. You know, Psycho Mike. There's a few that I looked up to, you know, even Ronnie Strawberry, Darryl Strawberry, you know. Darryl showed me how to catch the ball with my hands. And he would throw the ball hard and I'd catch it. So I could play football with the older boys because I was fast enough and I'm on catch.
We're on the Strawberries. You said Ronnie Strawberry. So Ronnie Strawberry was a legit 6'0", in your opinion, back then?
The Straw Dogs.
That's what they called them?
Straw Dogs.
All right, now, Mr. Revenue spoke about Darryl Strawberry living behind your mom's house on 6th Ave.
Yeah, their backyard was cat-a-corner. It was a house, 2 houses over the backyard, but I could walk the gate. Like, I didn't even have to go to the front, ever. In everybody's backyard, from Lil Johnny to Strawberry to Fat Chris and Christine, they lived behind us. And then another dude named Timothy that stayed next door to them. Backyards then that was the place to be, because, you know, a kid, we played SWAT, we played all kinds of stuff.
With the Strawberry family?
Yeah. And then, you know, Darryl and Ronnie, they raised pigeons.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Darryl Strawberry still got a bloodline of birds that's out called Strawberries.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Their whole garage was a bird cage. That was fascinating as a kid to me because I had never seen nothing like that.
Right.
You know?
All right, now, with Darryl, we talk about Ronnie, but I wanted to ask you about his other brother, Michael Strawberry, because there are rumors that he used to be married to the lady Shirley Strawberry, who worked on Steve Harvey in the Morning. Have you ever heard anything about that before?
Mike was always a little different from Ronnie and Darryl. He didn't get caught up in the street stuff. You know, he became police at LAPD. You know.
Did he?
Yeah, he's caught me a couple of times. Late for school or out of the ditch, going over the back gate to get back into school. Or, you know.
What would he tell?
All right, little Bubba, you better get on, man. Well, let me catch you, I'm gonna run you in.
He'd give you a pass, though?
Huh?
He would give you a pass?
Yeah.
Oh, I want to ask you your feelings. How did you feel being someone that was born and raised in the same neighborhood as Darryl Strawberry when you saw him go to the league and have as much success as he had early in his career? How did that make you feel?
I was proud of that, you know. I was proud of that. I went, excuse me, had my New York Mets jacket with the Strawberry on there, you know. He was somebody to idolize, you know. And that's from a kid up till he made it to the pro league, Major League Baseball. He could play every sport, you know.
Right.
And he wasn't no punk. 6'7" and 14.
All right, so I have to ask you about 6 Ave. Because, you know, like I said, past interviews, a lot of the other blocks, you know, get a lot of credit for this or for that, but 6th Avenue seems to have a whole bunch of history just on 6th Ave alone. So I just kind of want to get into it with you, but I want you just to start off by telling us that one of a kind family you come from that come out of that house on 6th Ave. Can you just tell us your parent or siblings, just kind of give us a roll call a little bit, who all come out of that house?
Well, 6th Ave, you gotta think, when Mama moved over there, she was pregnant with me.
When you say mama, who is mama?
My mama.
What's her name?
Miss Hill.
Miss Hill, okay.
Nana the son. Moms to others. Miss Hill. She, you know, when my brothers, one being 10 when I was born, Snoop and Bill being 15, already Bill was a grown man handling his own business. And of course they followed the Crip footsteps, and then a little while shortly after, that's when 73, 74, something like that, when Superfly came out. Superfly and the Mac, that changed the course of a lot of things in the black community. Because now you got Negroes wanting to be pimps. Yeah, Negroes want to be pimps. And some embraced it and took it and ran with it. It still is. Some just not taking it right.